Hi! Welcome to this part of my review featuring Disaster RPs, the Magical Girl role-playing game. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review featuring this role-playing game, where you can play those experiences, those situations that you would see in anime and manga, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about character creation and world building. First, you need to choose your setting. As a group, you determine the central plot for your story by establishing the themes that most interest you. This is also a great time to discuss the tone of the game you want to play. Is this going to be a light and fun romp, a dark and desperate battle, or perhaps somewhere in the middle? So they give you some example plots here. Perhaps on your 15th birthday, you all begin to remember your past lives and the fall of your shining civilization. You know that they hunt you still. The nightly transformations are impossible to resist. How are they tracking you? When did you decide to fight back? There could be themes of reincarnation, romance, doomed destinies, prophetic dreams. Then you choose your power theme. As a group, you determine the theme that connects your magical personas. If you're emulating heroes from a series like Naoko Takeuchi's Sailor Moon, you may choose to be guardians of planets or warriors represented by gemstones. In the case of Clamp's Magic Knight Rayearth, it features knights who embody different elements. With this role-playing game, you can play out themes featuring astrological signs, and of course even high fantasy classes. Then you need to choose your transformed titles. As a group, determine by what title the world knows you. Are you guardians or pretty soldiers, dashing knights, champions, or something else? Your formal titles can be as elaborate as you'd like. Next, you choose your transformation items. As a group, determine whether you need a magical item in order to transform. Then you choose the city you inhabit. The city that you live in is as much a character as any non-player character. Where you live may dictate customs or otherwise help reinforce the tone of your game. Now, when it comes to building your playbook, you choose your human archetype. Maybe you are the strong or the tough one. Maybe you are the pretty or romantic one. Perhaps the smart or talented one. There are 6 human archetypes in total, each with their own points in different features, such as a point in overcome or maneuver, or a point in intuit or connect, or perhaps a point in maneuver or conceal. So any sort of archetype you are thinking about, you can surely fit those concepts within the archetypes provided in this core rulebook. Then you choose a core value. You take 1 point in any action rating you feel represents it. Perhaps it's something related to protecting the people that you love. Or maybe you want to be the best at what you do, like Wolverine. Or maybe you want to be independent. Perhaps you want to make everyone happy. Then you choose a unique talent, perhaps in cooking or gardening or fencing or sports. Then you award final action rating points. To flesh out your character and get them ready for everything the world will throw at them, take a moment to consider who they are on a deeper level. You award 2 final action rating points anywhere you like. Next, you choose 1 weakness and 1 responsibility. This can be used in role-playing for experience points at the end of the night, but they also help make the character real and give the game master meaningful ways to challenge your player character. Maybe when it comes to weaknesses, you are emotional or unreliable or perhaps selfish. When it comes to responsibilities, maybe you have a family, maybe you have a job, or you are in love with someone. Then you choose your favorite locations and your contacts. Each player should begin the game with 3 iconic locations that their character frequents, and each location will also come with a contact to tie them to the world. These are thumbnail sketches of non-player characters that your character knows. One of them will be a close friend, love, or confidant. One of them will be a rival or enemy. The other one is somewhere in the middle. It's beneficial for everyone to have as many unique locations and contacts as possible, but a little overlap can make for interesting drama. After you choose your location, don't forget to give your contact a name. They give you some example locations, such as the forest, Maybe your contact is a ranger or a scout. Maybe it's the arcade, and your contact is an arcade clerk. Maybe it's the library, and your contact is a volunteer. So there are many places such as gyms, museums, pizza joints, theaters, the zoo. You also have some names. Maybe your contact's name is Gwen, or perhaps June, or perhaps Ange. Next, you choose your transformed archetype. Remember to give a name and define the form or appearance of your finishing move. You begin with 0 level Ascension Power, and unlock Ascension 1 and Ascension 2 with your first and second Ascensions, of course. So in this core rulebook, they provide you with different elemental archetypes, but they also have associations to zodiac signs, to different planets, crystals and such. So you have things such as Earth, and your finishing move could be you summon a streak of lightning, hail of stone or similar effect. You also have Air. Perhaps your finishing move is you summon a powerful vortex, a microburst or a similar effect. There's also Fire. Perhaps you summon a column of fire, a ring of flame. There's also Water. Perhaps you call upon a torrent of water or a deluge of hail. There's also Light. Perhaps you summon a beam of light or a rain of stars. Each one of these archetypes also comes with additional powers, specifically Ascension Powers. Perhaps when faced with an overwhelming opponent, you can take a point of darkness to see into their hearts and ask the game master what is their weakness. Anyone acting on this information does so with a bonus to effect. Or maybe when you strike out against the forces of evil with your powers, you can always push yourself and take a condition to mark an additional tick on their clock. Then you choose your iconic feature. If you have another iconic feature in mind, discuss it with your game master and other members at the table. They give you some examples here, however. Perhaps a unique magical item, or a large magical weapon. Perhaps a mysterious and helpful benefactor or admirer. Then you choose your first magical ability. You get one magical ability to start, in addition to the finishing move and the Ascension Power granted by your transformed archetype. Each time you fill the experience points track on your character sheet, you have an opportunity to either choose another magical ability or take a new action rating dot. When you choose a new magical ability, consider how to tailor it to fit your transformed archetype, and don't forget to give it a fitting name. Maybe you have things such as Move Like Magic. Your magic grants you supernatural mobility. Maybe you have Conceal. You can use your magic to hide what is real, blur your outline, or fade from view. Maybe you have Shields Up. Your magic envelops you or another target of your choice, shielding it from harm. Perhaps you have Control. You can manipulate your element or other magical ability to create a non-lethal area of effect move. These are just a few examples. The categories are quite broad for you to come up with any magical ability for your character concept. Then we have Finishing Details. There are plenty of fields on your character sheet to help you flesh out your character before you introduce them. You should think of a few words to describe your character's transformed and untransformed appearances. You should also list any formal titles you may have, both in your mundane life and in your magical life. You should also choose your transformation and finishing attack phrases. And finally, you begin with a random amount of bonds with every member of your team, and decide at the table how you know or know of each other. Bonds are your special reserve of friendship magic that allows you to perform feats beyond what is normally possible. You roll 2 6-sided dice for each teammate and take the lower result. That will randomly determine a number of bonds. And this concludes this part of the review. I really like the character creation and world building in this role-playing game. It's broad enough for you to fit in any concept that you have seen in anime or manga, or perhaps something completely original or unique, at least within the context of the Magical Girl genre. I think you are going to have a lot of fun coming up with all of those crazy costumes and phrases and poses that you would see in video games, original video animations, series, etc. In the next part, we are going to talk about the Game Master section. Thank you for watching this part of the review. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that have been supporting the channel by sending drive-thru RPG gift certificates. If anyone else wants to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.